Good morning, Heritage.
Hi, Heritage.
I'm Miss McClure.
I'm Miss Collins.
And we just want to get you guys set up for registration. It's coming up. You should be getting all your registration materials. One of the things you'll be getting is your registration sheet. Every grade level has a different sheet, but this is what you're going to use to get your classes picked out. For those of you who may not have done this before, you are going to have the numbers on the side add up to 14, and that's going to be 7 classes a day. So it's really important for you to take this time seriously because this has determined your schedule for the next year. If you pick something and decide later you don't want it, that's not really an option. So you have to really think about your plans and what you want to do.
After you get your registration sheet, you'll get your course catalog. This is what the new course catalog looks like this year. Inside the course catalog is a description of every class, along with a bunch of other stuff about different programs that we have that we'll talk about later. But we need you to look at this course catalog. We need you to read what things are. Because you may say to us, well, I didn't know what the class was about. Well, you should have known what the class was about because it's probably in your course catalog. So you need to read it and see if you decide that that's a class that you would like. Not a class that your friends are signing up for, a class that you want to do.
Another thing about the registration sheets we'll just cover, maybe remind you at the end, you have to have your core teacher sign off on the next class you need to take. So your math teacher needs to initial the next math that is going to be your selection for the following year. That also goes for classes that are the second year. So Art 2 needs to have approval. And AP classes need to have approval on here from a teacher. So make sure that you take care of those things before you see us at registration. You're going to come see us during your English classes for registration. So get with your teacher for English to find out what that day is so you can be ready when you come in.
Another thing about teachers signing off is if you're in a sport. If you're already in a sport, let's say football or POM, you can have your coach sign off on that class and we typically will put you in. If the coach doesn't sign off on that class, then we will not put you in. And you may have to try out or make arrangements with that coach.
Okay.
Some of the things that freshmen may not know coming in is that we're broken down into academies. We have the Business Academy, the Arts Academy, Science, and Public Service. Something you also need to know is that you can take a class in any section. It really depends on your interest. So just because you're in the Arts Academy and you may be really into band or music or theater, doesn't mean you can't take a medical class. You just have to figure out, where it is on the sheet and what you want to take.
And this is the only time, if you are in an academy and you've selected a different career path for yourself, this is the only time of year that you can change that selection for next year. So if you are in the Business Academy but have decided the medical field is more of your interest area and you want to change to the Science Academy, you have to turn in a form with us in order to do that. So make sure that you take care of that during registration as well.
Yeah, the only thing that will change is your advisory, really. Those of you who don't know what graduation requirements are, the state of Arkansas has determined that you need 4 English, 4 math, 3 science, 3 social studies, and then you have some state requirements. An entire, just a semester of PE, oral comm, which could include forensics or debate, health, you need a CTE, which is in the middle of your course catalog, and a fine art. Then you need 7 electives. So we'll help you with all of that when you come to registration.
Some of the other classes that we offer college courses here on campus. So as you're getting to be a junior, and typically mostly seniors, but some juniors take the math courses, we offer college composition 1 and 2. We offer college algebra and sometimes the higher level math for college 2 as well. So those are all on your registration sheet, but you do have to qualify to be in those courses. So you need a 3.0 GPA, and you also have to have the qualifying test scores. So you can take your ACT scores or the Accuplacer scores in order for that to show that you qualify for those courses to get into those, and you will have to turn those scores in the applications for that. During registration time, there's a date afterwards that you can get that done by, but that's something to think about if you want to take some college courses here on our campus. We also have Another program is for sophomores that are going to be juniors next year. We have the Associates program through NWAC, and this year was our first year we had students going through it, and they're really enjoying the program. You also have to have a 3.0 to qualify for that, and the test scores as well. There's an application that you'll fill out for it, but what it entails is you will have 60 college credit hours by the time you graduate from high school, and you will have an associate's degree as well. So it's a great opportunity. If you're interested in that program, you can talk to us to find out more, but it is another application that you'll have to fill out during registration time.
There are a few small applications that you may need to fill out if you're interested in Workbase for juniors and seniors. If you want to have half a day where you go to work, you have to take the marketing class with Coach Shaw. You have to fill out the application with Coach Shaw, and he has to approve that you're part of the marketing. Typically, we have mostly seniors in that, where they come because they've done most of their core classes. They may come in the morning and take English and math and maybe something else, and then leave for the day and go to work. So if you're interested in that program, you need to talk to Coach Shaw. Elementary tutor, you are actually going to different schools and helping kids with classwork, being part of the classroom. So if you're interested in education, you may want to talk to Mr. Vest. That's Mr. Zach Vest. Library media aid. That is the students that actually help Miss Pledger and Miss Porter, and there's an application for that as well. Some of the things that you need to know in order to move on to the next grade level. You, as a freshman, in order to be a sophomore, have to have 5 credits by the end of your freshman year. Sophomores have to have 10 credits, and then juniors have to have 17 in order to be a senior. So those are the credits that you need to have in order to move up to the next grade. And if you don't, then we have options for you to have credit recovery.
And I think that's something really important to think about when you're doing registration. It's just the classes that you choose. There are a lot of opportunities and a lot of options you all have. Please look through the course catalog because there are many new classes that are going to be offered this next year that we have never had before, so it's really exciting. So look through there and see if there's something that piques your interest that you didn't know that we had, because there are some new things coming up. The other classes besides the college classes we offer here and the associates program that you can kind of get a jump start on some things, we offer classes with NWAC and the Northwest Technical Institute that get you training and certificates like cosmetology, criminal justice, welding, diesel truck technology. There's a lot of options for that, and that's something that you can apply for and try to get into those programs too. So really take your time with it, take it seriously, look over it, because you are in charge of what high school looks like for you, and you get to choose. You're lucky that you get to do that. I've had some students come in and say, oh, they just picked for me what I have to take. But we're giving you that choice, so make sure that you do that. Another thing with that, though, is sometimes there's classes that may not make, or there's too many people that want a particular class. So one thing we haven't really touched on yet is on your registration sheet, there's a place for alternate choices. And every year, I don't know why this is such a struggle, but it's hard to get you guys to pick alternates. We know you want the classes that you choose, but we want you to pick some others that you'd be willing to go into and may learn some things from and find some interest in. So make sure that you fill out all these slots for those, because sometimes we have to go through and choose through those alternates. Many times we do. So make sure that you're looking at that and picking those out too. And this is important for you to take home. We do ask you to have your parents sign it, a summer phone number, because we work over the summer and we work on schedules, and sometimes we need to call and discuss something with you. So the best way to get in contact with you or your parents, it really helps us make things go faster with that. So take the catalog home, take your registration sheets home, and make sure that it's something that you go over with them so that they know what you're planning to do, and they might want to give you some suggestions and things that they think that you'd be good at too.
One thing we can say is if you do not bring this back, we can't guarantee that your schedules are, going to be what you want. We use these sheets as a reference. We know that your parents have looked it over. So if you don't return it, you may not get exactly what you want. So we really need you to return these with us when we meet with you with your English classes.
So take your time, work on them, make sure that you talk with us when you come in if you need applications for any of the different programs. If you're taking AP courses, there's an AP contract that you sign that just says you're willing to commit to the rigor of that class. So just to make sure you've got that dedication to do that. So all those things you need to have with you and be ready to turn in during registration time. But we look forward to seeing you and going over choices with you. And any questions you have, just come with those, and we'll be sitting down with each of you during registration to do that.
Bye, Heritage.